Yeah, and I think now we're live. Moment, please. Okay, we're live now. Let's wait for more community member to join us a bit, and then we will start. Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to our first Q&A from the Chainlink Thai community. I am Joy from Chainlink Labs, and today I'm with Joaquim. It is my pleasure to welcome you here for this MA and to introduce Joaquim. Hi Joaquim, how are you today?
Hi Joy, it's a pleasure to be back to say hello to the whole Thai community. Sawadee krap. I don't know if it's said right or not, but it's right. And it's a pleasure to be back and try to help you as much as possible.
Yeah, thank you. Like, it is 3 p.m. over there, right?
Yeah, around 3 p.m. here in Spain, yeah.
And it's a beautiful day, isn't it, today?
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It could be better, but it's good weather too.
Yeah. Here is 8 p.m. in Thailand, and it's perfect timing for us, I think. Yeah. And before we get started, could you please tell us a little about your background and how you got into the blockchain space?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm a lawyer. I'm a banking and financial lawyer, also related with new technologies. And it was around, I could say, around 2012. I got jumped into Bitcoin, not just to investment, just to know. And after that, I was start dealing with several projects that need legal advice. And until today, we have been helping them to obtaining funds, to create some structures, or to be adapted to the different regulations, to make it feasible and to make this whole blockchain or DLT ecosystem getting bigger by bigger.
I can tell that, like, from your career journey, you have become an expert in this field already. That's incredible. And thank you for sharing your knowledge with us today. Yeah. And all right, like, let's get started Q&A, shall we?
Yeah, for sure. Whenever you want, we can jump it. As we've been talking about it, please feel free, anyone that wants to interrupt us and to make any questions, not necessary to be at the end of the presentation. Then, so feel free, try to be in a friendly way and make it as easier and as much interesting for your side.
Yeah. Let's get started.
Okay. So if it's possible, I'm going to share my presentation because I think it's the best way that we can share it. But you hear it perfectly? Can you hear that? Can you see that?
No,
the presentation. Okay, just wait a second if it's possible.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I think that now you can see the presentation. It's sharing. Is that right?
Not yet.
Okay. They said that they are sharing.
Okay, is it connecting?
It's connecting. Okay, let me know when you can see that.
Okay, now we can see it.
Yeah, okay. Today we're going to talk about the Cbdc. Almost everyone that's connected with blockchain technology or they are investing their time in the crypto market. They've heard last month that almost every single state wants to create their own digital currency that could be related with blockchain or not. In this case, in Thailand, you got the digital Baht. So we're gonna try to explain what's a CBDC, which are the main pros, cons, how is that evolving, which countries are on the leader of the CBDC's race, how the South Asia are moving towards CBDC, and what's the next steps and what we expect to the end of 2021 and the amazing 2022 that it's has to be the new year for cryptocurrencies, blockchain projects, and also for CBDCs. So let's go. I hope that you enjoy the presentation and ask as many questions as possible.
Yeah, but first, please excuse me first for the Thai community. สวัสดีค่ะทุกคนยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่การถามตอบครั้งแรกของเรากับ Chainlink Thai Community ค่ะจอยค่ะจาก Chainlink Lab วันนี้จะมีความยินดีเป็นอย่างมากนะคะที่มีหัวคิมมาเป็นแขกรับเชิญที่จะพูดเกี่ยวกับดิจิทัลไทยบาทแล้วก็ Central Bank Digital Currency ในสกุลเงินต่างๆค่ะวันนี้จะมีไมค์นะคะเป็นทีมงานของ Chainlink Lab มาช่วยดูแลห้องแชทของเราขอบคุณทุกคนที่เข้าร่วมกับเราในวันนี้นะคะสำหรับแขกรับเชิญของเราค่ะหัวคิมเป็นทนายความด้านการเงินและการธนาคารเกี่ยวกับบล็อกเชนนะคะแล้วเป็นวัตถุประสงค์ของการถามตอบในครั้งนี้ค่ะก็คือเพื่อเรียนรู้เกี่ยวกับสถานะการพัฒนาของสกุลเงินของดิจิทัลไทยบาทแล้วก็ของธนาคารกลางค่ะทั้งข้อดีและข้อเสียการพัฒนาในอนาคตของประเทศไทยและประเทศอื่นๆค่ะ Alright, let's get started. I would like to start with the simple questions. What is fiat money?
Well, fiat money, it's around 50 years ago that President Nixon of the United States decided that US dollars were not backed by gold. So the gold pattern has fallen 50 years ago. So fiat money is that money that the government said they worth this amount, but it's not backed for any other, I would say, other commodity like gold, silver, or whatever. So it's just the way that they will pay for that, but it's not rewarded for anything. So it's what we call it the current money that we have, this fiat money that every single state, they got their own currency. They issue this kind of money, so they will say they has this value.
Right. Could you please help us understand more of what Cbdc is and what is the purpose of Cbdc?
Yeah, sure. Well, Cbdc's are the digital currencies that will be issued by every single state bank or most of it, because they're trying to figure out a mixture of current, let's say, electronic money and every single dollar one. So they could make a mixture and try to make a small money, because they would not be necessary to be connected with commercial bank. They could be sent directly from for example, from the Bank of Thailand. They will issue this digital Baht to the whole community, to the whole citizen. They will receive it and they will use like a wallet and use them. But we have to point it out that CBDCs are not cryptocurrency. We'll see in the next slides. So please be aware that's something that's 100% centralized, that's controlled by central banks. So the main ambition of that is not creating a crypto, it's creating a new kind of currency that could be used, that could be faster, that could be efficient, and to save cost. The banking has those days, and try to find new solutions and new opportunities for this new era that we are all the world connected, and try to make the flow and not depending on Visa, MasterCard, and other kind of providers.
Right. As you mentioned, some of the advantages of CBDC are fast and convenient. What else are some high-level advantages and also disadvantages of CBDC compared to fiat money?
Well, we've seen that that's important, that CBDCs will create that everything will be tracked. Because as we know that on blockchain, every single transaction is not anonymous, it's pseudonymous. but you can track these bitcoins or your ethers or whatever. So that will be tracked. So with the current cash, nobody knows because it's 100% anonymous. It will have really good advantages because we can use it with our cell phone, and it's not necessary to go to the bank and to withdraw the money and have it on your own. That could be destroyed by a fire, and you can lose it in your wallet. That will be 100% control. Right? On the other hand, as we know, this protection right or data protection, that's one of the main things that we are aware of that due to the algorithms. That could be the privacy of the citizens could be breached. So, and as an example, I would say on Wednesdays, I love to see football matches on telly, and I go to supermarket and I buy, 6 cans of Budweiser. With CBDCs, they will know exactly what am I buying, at what time, what date, and that is something that at least in Europe, with digital euro, people are really afraid of that and will try to figure out with some technologies that keep the citizens having this anonymous path that will be preventing that losing our rights.
Right. Now we know that the CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. I'm still wondering what is the difference between central bank digital currency and cryptocurrency. I know that you mentioned a little bit before, but could you please explain a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. Just to make it pretty clear and an easy way, money issued by central banks are 100% issued by a central entity, someone who have the power to print money, a bank, in this case, the Bank of Thailand. Cryptocurrencies, we don't know who are using this money because it's 100% decentralized. So that's the main question. Something is centralized and the other is decentralized. So it's totally different point of view. It's totally different. We can say, well, it's a cryptocurrency, a CBDC. No, it's not. The CBDCs has something in common with crypto, yes, because CBDCs, what seen it is, okay, cryptocurrency, I doing a great work, but they are out of control of a certain entity, but we wanted to have the control of the money issued, but we will try to figure out in some steps. We'll see an example with digital yuan in China. It's 100% issued by the Popular Bank of China, but in a second layer, they are integrating a smart contract to make, as an example, Chainlink oracles that could be used and could give new features and create new business models and new opportunities.
Yeah, I see. And recently, Thailand's central bank has confirmed that the CBDC project called Project Internet has started and is blockchain based. Could you please help us understand more about the difference between a blockchain-based project and a project that is not?
Well, in Thailand, you got 2 projects. One that was created in 2017 that now has reborn again or raised like a phoenix. It was like create a CBDC, a retail CBDC for every single citizen. But that has been stopped for several years because they were researching which was the best. And on the second one, as you could say, the new project Internet, it was connected with the Hong Kong central bank because they're trying to find a solution to the wholesale. Because we're going to explain there's 2 kinds of CBDCs. Retail CBDC that every single citizen in Thailand will have access, or wholesale CBDC that's just for a small group, in this case with administration and big entities or big companies. That's the second one that Thailand are moving toward that. 2 weeks ago, we have news. It was a big company related to the building industry that will start making the payment with this project of CBDC. And the Thai's center, the Bank of Thailand, decided they want to get closer with the developments of the digital yuan in China. So they make a joint venture with the Hong Kong authority because they want to understand a little bit more, trying to make something that has at least a strong base. Because some other projects they are moving in their own, they have great problems. It was disadvantages, and Bank of Thailand, they said, no, we don't want to invent nothing new. We want to make something that is working from the day zero. So let's go work together with the Hong Kong authority and make this project step by step to be perfectionized. And our companies, certain companies start using that. And in a second phase, we will start talking about retail CBDC for the whole community.
Yeah, I see. As I did some research, that I can see that many countries are testing out their own CBDC already. I think we will see some more and more countries going cashless in the future. I'm just curious about the state in Southeast Asia or banks in Southeast Asia regarding to CBDC.
Yeah, well, in South Asia, South Asia and China are the main parts. We got Singapore. They are working really, really hard with their own CBDC. They start also with a wholesale that decide that the whole banking industry, they will not use cash, as we know, cash or banking transfer, because they prefer to create it like paying with CBDC debts and transfer, and it's cheaper and it's faster and make everyone more comfortable. It's everything, it's tracked. Also, they are working with Earth3 and with Corda, that's the one provided that digital Baht are working too. So they decide that cash is less. Also, it's happening in Sweden with the e-krona. In Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, I think that cash is almost 3%. Using cash, so most of payments are doing by cards and nowadays with crypto too. So I would say that in the next 5 to 10 years, cash will be reducing near zero. So if cash is reducing near zero, we need all the kind of infrastructure that everyone can use. It will be faster, it will be cheaper, and for sure will be safer.
Yeah. And how about Thailand? What is the state of Thailand regarding CBDC?
Well, that's the main point. They are working really hard with this internal project. They are working hard with a German bank provider. With the Hong Kong authority, I think 2 months ago, they decided to create this new joint venture. So we will see in the following month new approaches to a retail CBDC, because now they've been testing. They said, okay, we cannot be out of this race because we got Indonesia with digital rupiah. They are working really, really hard. We got also Australia that they decided to get in code with Earth32. We got Japan with digital yen. They decided, okay, we're gonna do it but once. As you know, in Japan, traditions is the first, and they don't want to break anything. And for the main example, and we'll repair once again, I think it's in February 2022, Beijing will be the host of the Winter Olympic Games. They have confirmed, I would say 1 year ago, that everyone will have digital yuan fully operational, and all these movements that will be there will receive like a top-up card to top up these CBDCs and to pay for everything they needed with digital yuan. So it's a great adventure. It's a great, amazing step. And I would say if this continues rising, I don't know where we're going to be in 3 to 5 years, because this new ecosystem is evolving in 1.5 to 2 months. It's a Copernican turn, and it's getting madness. So it's really, really interesting. And for sure, the Thai community will be not just with CBDCs, but with DeFi, with, I would say, NFTs, the metaverse, so on. It's many projects that are working hard, no matter your nationality, just people with talent, and sure that the tourism ecosystem, the tourist sector will join that and will accept CBDC as a new way of payment, so everyone will be connected.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And as I mentioned earlier, that the CBDC project in Thailand has started and it will be launching in 2022. In your opinion, what are some challenges for CBDC adoption in Thailand?
Well, I think that the main adoption is, first, the government has to understand it is not like a kid's game. It's not, we are not in a playground. We are talking about the next generations. They try to understand that it has to invest money, that the infrastructure, all technology infrastructure has to be really well connected. Try to understand that maybe there are other authorities in case of Singapore or Hong Kong can help the Thai bank. So I think there are many challenges. Has to do it step by step. But if that is a success, I would say that Thailand will become a top player, not just in a financial world. We're talking a new digital era. So people will decide to move to Thailand or to invest in Thailand for companies because they got a new way of payment. This payment is easier, it's cheaper, and well, it's something that people are waiting for that.
Yeah, all right. Please help us understand more that once the CBDC project has launched, how can Thailand and Thai people benefit from CBDC?
I would say that as we've seen it, nowadays there are around 78 projects live. There are just 3 that are really working hard. And I've seen that the main ambition is due to the COVID pandemic. They see that people going to retail banks and to withdraw the cash, it's something from the last century. Everyone, almost everyone got a cell phone. So if you got a cell phone, you got your cash. If there could be a natural disaster happens in the country, I would say in the west part of the country, that is not really well connected, or it's a flood, or it's something like the government could send directly CBDC to each citizen without a bank, without third authorities. So we are just preventing that people kept that money using for another function. So the government could track all these aids to certain areas to be using the way they do it. For the citizens, once you receive this aid, it could be blocked just using that for buying certain foods or certain beverages, not just by buying other things. So it would make it everything pretty clear, to make it everything easier. You will receive money directly. You don't need to have an open account in a third bank. So things will be easier, and also between citizens, because if you go to the supermarket and you don't got cash, but you can pay by your phone without internet, because it's called the near field communication. That's what most of countries are working on. They use your CBDCs without being connected on internet. By sending to your colleagues or to the farmer that you got 2 or 3 streets ago, they could receive this money and you can have your goods back. So it make the economy will be flowing without having all these credit cards paying high fees. So I think there's a great potential that for sure we have to understand it, how they will do it. So. But another point that it's important that CBDC would not replace cash. It's created at least to create a new alternative between cash reserve, that's what the banks got, electronic money, that's what we got it, I would say in Facebook, in Amazon, whatever that you top up or you want to invest in something, it's electronic money. But that's a new alternative. So we could use CBDCs for certain aspects also as we decide. So in any case, we'll decide we prefer to pay with CBDCs or with our electronic money.
No, that will be very nice. Yeah, and that's what the last question and wrap up for our Q&A today. And as Joaquin mentioned, some countries have already taken the lead to use the technology to implement a CBDC that already there is no doubt that the CBDCs will shortly become a reality, that we will see it sooner or later in the future. And thank you again, Joaquin, for joining our Q&A live today. Could you please share with us where the community can learn more about you and your expertise?
Yeah, for sure. I've just prepared this presentation. We know that
please.
But I would say just quickly, just to know that if anyone is interested or needs to contact me, just send me an email directly to this email, or just connect me in LinkedIn. You will find me too. So I will be really pleased to help anyone that's interested about it, or if they want to invest, or if they got any project on mind, because not just blockchain project, but as you are working with Chainlink community is working really hard, has a really good potential. We understand that oracles will be a main priority. So I feel free to contact me to let me know, and if you need a new session, I will be pleased about it, or talk about any other topic that you are interested in.
Perfect. Thank you, and thank you, Mike, for helping me moderating the live chat, and thank you all of you for joining us today. I hope everyone gained some new knowledge surrounding the Cbdc and digital Thai Baht. For the Thai community ขอบคุณมากๆนะคะที่เข้าร่วมกับจอยในวันนี้จะหวังว่าทุกคนจะได้รับความรู้ใหม่ๆเกี่ยวกับ Cbdc แล้วก็ Digital Thai Baht สามารถติดตามอัปเดตข่าวสารได้จาก Chainlink Thai Community นะคะแล้วก็อีเวนต์ต่างๆที่เกิดขึ้นในประเทศไทยสำหรับใครที่ยังไม่ได้ติดตามกลุ่มเรานะคะสามารถติดตามได้ที่ Facebook แล้วก็ Telegram แค่เสิร์ชคำว่า Chainlink Thai Official ค่ะฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์วิดีโอนี้เพื่อเป็นกำลังใจให้เราด้วยนะคะ If you haven't already give this live stream a like and join our community and Facebook and Telegram, please also do it like following the text under the live stream, and also please stay tuned for the news update for Chainlink Thai community. It's been great seeing you all tonight, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.